History looks at it as pivotal. The decade that was a time of reshaping our country and our beliefs, when people of all ages, genders, races were speaking out for change, for justice, when some of our greatest moments and extraordinary heroes were about to shine. Ours is 40 years that saw leaders who created an outlet for our voices to be heard. Influencers who crafted a dialogue to advance the conversation through the halls of our government. And visionaries who developed a program that lifted women up to be the change their communities needed. Ours is 40 years that got its start in part to the artists who reached into the classrooms and out to the playgrounds, telling boys and girls everywhere that anything is possible. Then, we focused our gaze, steadied our stance, and stood tall for those afraid to live within the walls of their own homes. We supported the vanguards, the ones who saw the gap, who sought for equality at work, and the opportunity to be home when it mattered most.
This is a family values issue. We have to make sure that when someone has a sick kid or a sick parent, they can take care of them without risking everything. That's what this is about.
We've kept women informed so they could map the best decisions for the path they walk with their families and the paths they leave behind. And we supported leaders who created a way of lending that allowed women to open the doors to their dreams.
It is only through the force of our collective voice that we will bring about the real and sustainable changes that are needed in our society for individuals to realize their dreams, to create jobs, and to produce thriving main streets throughout our country.
We created that special day when show and tell happened outside of school, and kids everywhere were inspired by what their future could be. We taught women that just because someone knocks you down doesn't mean that you give in, emboldening their spirit to remain positive, even once they tested positive. And we championed those who kept watch, looking out for the health and safety of our sisters of Native heritage.
Never did we ever, as an Indigenous woman, have to face a government who would decide for me what I could and could not do with my body. Because in our culture, the matters of women are left up to women, and they are not thrusted out into the political arena for political and public scrutinization.
We raised the awareness of those who wanted to speak up by equipping them with a network for how best to speak out. We look to make everyone see that women are at the intersection of many things, more than one individual trait, more than the color of their skin or who they kiss goodnight. And after the skies opened up and the water rained down, we rode up to the banks of the bayou, the mouth of the Mississippi, and supported women's efforts to rebuild what was washed away. And we traveled alongside those who fought for the rights of women, that journeyed to this nation to make a better life for their families and themselves.
Asian American and Pacific Islander women know that gender inequities do exist. We are working with members of our own community to empower women and girls, thereby challenging norms and transforming values.
We work to give workers an opportunity to have jobs that were just and fair. And we've looked for answers to protect the innocent by bringing to light the secrets they hid in the shadows. We've created connections and connected creators, supporting brilliant minds in collaborative spaces, allowing them to educate young adults in ways that relate to them most.
Through a collaboration with our youth organizers and the Parsons New School for Design, we've built an online game that walks young people through decisions about health so they feel better prepared to make those decisions in their own lives.
For 40 years, our drive has been inspired by dynamic women. But our work has been possible because of you, whose support started as a breeze at our back, has evolved to a gale that carries our mission across the world. 40 years we've held tight to who we are, building women's collective power so our nation can realize justice for all. Time has demonstrated our capacity to effect change. We reflect back, empowered by what has been done, and knowing we have not yet reached the end. But we are proud, confident, in the next generation who will continue our fight for people of all ages, genders, races, speaking out for change, for justice. 40 years was just the beginning, but now some of our greatest moments and extraordinary heroes are about to shine. So, it's time to ask,
what can we achieve together now?